Hello and welcome. This is your instructor, Dennis Westman, and today I'll be talking about Excel Unit F, which actually begins on page 130 in your textbook. And in Unit F, we're talking about managing workbook data. And this is essentially being able to view, arrange, manipulate your different worksheets, and just to help you to use those workbook and individual worksheets in a much more efficient manner. So let's begin by looking at page 130, and this talks about viewing and arranging the worksheets. And what's really nice about this is you can essentially, using the little tabs at the bottom, which is in the lower left-hand corner of your Excel screen, you can actually go in and rename those, you can color those, you can move those around and change the sequence or order depending on your needs. So it's very, very helpful for you to be able to manipulate and use the worksheet to meet your needs. And there's also some options to be able to arrange the window. So you can work on multiple worksheets or workbooks at the same time using the arrange windows option. And on top of page 113 talks a little bit about how to do that. You can also protect worksheets and workbooks, and this is on page 132. What's nice about this, and we use this here at the college, is the ability to be able to lock the worksheets, individual cells, the entire workbook, is that you can make forms and prevent folks from entering information in certain areas and only allowing them to enter information in restricted areas. So it's very, very helpful to make forms, or maybe you want to make a invoice, let's say, and you don't want people changing the headers and the footers. You only want them to enter in the information in the body of the invoice. This protection and locking of the worksheets and workbooks allows you to be able to do that pretty efficiently. Moving on to page 134, a custom view is just essentially the way that a worksheet currently looks. And if you look at the top on page 134, the textbook defines it as a set of display and or print settings that you can name and save and then access at a later time. So essentially you get it all looking the way you want. You've zoomed in, you've zoomed out, you have gone in and frozen certain cells, you've arranged windows, those kinds of things. All of those then can be saved so that anytime you look at that workbook, it's always going to look like that. Or you want to apply those to a different workbook. It's very, very, very helpful. Page 136 talks about adding a worksheet background, and this is kind of like if you were thinking about Microsoft Word, this is like using a watermark or something like that. And you can follow the steps there and be able to add those if you wish. Page 138 talks about preparing a workbook for distribution, and if you're going to make a workbook available to other people, you want to make sure that only they see the data that you want them to see, or they want to see the properties that you want them to see. And there's a way to inspect the properties and remove the things that you want to remove and to keep the things that you want to keep. And that's detailed on page 138. 140 talks about inserting hyperlinks. That's pretty straightforward. You can type a URL, you can use the insert hyperlink on the ribbon, the command bar, those kinds of things, and essentially it just allows you to link to something, like on a website or something like that. Page 142 talks about saving a workbook for distribution, and essentially this is publishing the workbook so that other people can see it and easily see it as maybe like a web page, or in some cases you can even save it as a PDF. So it makes it very, very helpful to be able to do that. If you look in the bottom of page 143, there are different types of workbook formats listed, and something that I use all the time is saving it as a PDF. That is tremendously helpful. So not only can you save them as the Excel file format, but you can save them as a PDF, and it allows people to look at the document but not make any changes or edit it. You can also group worksheets together, page 144, and this is essentially allows you to be able to group them, so maybe you want to print across multiple sheets and that sort of thing. Okay, that's it. That's a quick review of Excel Unit F. As always, if you have any questions, please feel free to post to the discussion board or contact me. Thank you, and have a great day.